Righty, well, hey, chaps and chappets, Game Chap and Birdie here. Yes, Fiddles, and I would say here we are now discussing some rather important news concerning Mojang. It seems there has been quite a big shake-up, with some long-term staff members leaving, and it seems the official deal has gone through, has it not, old chap?
Most certainly, yes indeed. And if you play Minecraft and like Minecraft, then you'll want to listen to this, because, well, this is where your game is going to go.
That's right, old boy.
Over to Microsoft. Now, Mr. Phil Spencer, the big chief over there of Microsoft and Xbox and all the rest of it.
That's right.
Well, he's not the real chief of Microsoft, but nevertheless,
the gaming chap, that's right.
The gaming chap, right. Now, he said it's official. Today, we welcome Mojang to the Microsoft Studios family, he said, and we're excited for the possibilities ahead, etc. and so forth.
With the Minecraft community.
Certainly.
So, the official announcement has been made today, Fiddles. The Mojang company has become part of the Microsoft Studios family. We can safely assume, therefore, the deal has been concluded. Presumably, those big briefcases of cash have been handed over, old chap.
Well, yes, we have to assume that, yes, that the big bucks there have gone over. The 2.5 biggies have got more very biggies.
Large ones, very large ones.
Yes, very large. Have gone over and they've done the job. Now, Mr. Notch, that everyone has known for all these years, said something yesterday, did he not?
He did a most shocking statement. Quite a sad one, I think, old chap.
Most certainly. Now, he said, I left the Mojang office for the last time and didn't properly say bye because, well, everything is strange. So we've got a picture. Mr. Notch, he picked up his carrier bag, or his little plastic bag there, put his cap on, and just walked away for the last time.
Yes, indeed, old boy. He was wearing his fedora hat in the doorway. He looked back with a pensive glance, almost one of sadness, looked down to the floor briefly, and let out a small sigh before walking away from the office for the last time. And he said, I don't even know what a fitting bye is, so I just left like it's a normal day with normal things happening.
Most certainly. So Mr. Notch has gone. As he walked, when he got out into the street, he did that thing where they jump and then click their heels, you know, each side.
Did he really?
Yes, he probably did. I think he actually did. Yes.
Well, I'm sure he had a good cry after that,
We don't
old boy.
know. Yes, well, that was before.
It was quite sad, Fiddles.
Yes.
Also, Mr. Notch has officially left the Mojang offices for the last time, and if we cast our minds back a little while, he did indeed tell us he was going to do this. He said he'd finished the deals and negotiations, and once all that was out the way, he'd be leaving, and, well, here we are, Fiddles.
Most certainly, that's what he said. So we know now it's official. This thing is handed over to Microsoft now, who presumably now completely own Mojang, the offices, everything. They've got the lot.
Yes.
And they will want to start to implement what they want to do with the game now, and there's no question about that.
Yes.
So what happens now?
Well, indeed, and I think perhaps some people were thinking to themselves, you know, that perhaps Mojang would suddenly disappear or evaporate or cease to exist either, but it seems not. It would appear, at least at this stage, that Microsoft have chosen to keep the Mojang name open and the brand running, presumably because it's quite a powerful brand, you'll see. They want to preserve that and keep that in their family, I think.
Well, most certainly, but there are things around that no doubt would be interesting to look at. Now, first of all, what are they doing? Well, good old Mr. Jeb is still on the scene, and they have invited Mr. Jeb out there to Microsoft, indeed Redmond, and he's out there and has been looking at what's going on, all the things that they're doing out there, exciting things they're showing him, and well, no doubt sort of saying, look, this is what we do and everything, and preparing him for what they're going to tell him, what they're going to do next.
Right, so they've rolled out the red carpet then, it seems, for Mr. Jeb in the land of the free, you know. Now, of course, they've also gave him some cherry pie, which is quite important now, chap.
Did they really?
He said, of course, indeed, he went to the Microsoft campus and got to see some cool stuff, and also he had a demonstration of the Project Spark they're currently working on.
Yes.
You may recall that from E3. It's the game that lets you make game worlds for other people to play, and there was that trailer where they were saying, you know, try my game world, here's my game world, etc. and so forth.
Most certainly. So, if you understand what we're saying here, no doubt Mr. Jeb was being shown by Microsoft the way they do things.
I think so,
You see?
Certainly with a bit of VIP treatment there as well.
That's right, yes.
He met Ken Lobb, for example, who was the...
Ken Dodd?
No,
Isn't that the guy with the little fluffy
Ken
duster thing?
Lobb, he made the Clob in GoldenEye, you know. It was named after him. He's an industry veteran, etc. and so forth. But he's an industry veteran man.
Oh, right.
Also, of course, Mr. Jeb met a chap named Michael Smart, who was another Microsoft bigwig chap, as it were, or developer, who showed him a lot of what they were working on, etc. and so forth. And Mr. Jeb came away from the whole thing saying, my head is full of impressions from 3 days of meeting people and seeing cool projects.
Most certainly. So what does that mean? Well, why do we say it? Well, because obviously they're no doubt shown, as I said, Mr. Jeb, the way that they do things. And of course, they're going to be doing things no doubt differently with Minecraft.
Yes, that's right, I think so. And so perhaps this was a preparatory, introductory a tour, as it were, for Mr. Jeb, before they start explaining to him their perhaps overall vision, ideals and goals for where they want Minecraft to go from now, because after all, it does belong to them now.
Yes, now, the other team members. who seem to have been there for a long time. So we're looking at more long-term and well-known members of Mojang have actually left.
Really?
They've also gone and they're out. They've left and are presumably on their way to whatever they're going to do next.
So it's not just Notch. Now it seems that Carl Menet, the CEO, he was gone quite a while ago, in fact, back in May, I think, and of course also Jacob, a long-time friend of Notch, was gone a long time ago once more, I think. Certainly his Twitter's been inactive, and also another name there, Molstam, he's also leaving. Today was his last day. So a lot of the old guard, it seems, are going. Now, of course, this does indeed leave Mr. Jebb still there, who presumably will be in charge now.
Well, most certainly. Now, we don't know what they're going to do with Mr. Jebb or what's actually going to happen now. But one thing that they have been doing is tidying up their social media face, as it were.
Really?
Yes, most certainly. And interestingly, the old Mojang and Microsoft Twitter accounts...
Minecraft Twitter accounts?
Sorry, I beg your pardon. Minecraft Twitter accounts have actually announced some things today.
Really?
Oh, sorry, very recently, yes.
Yes, this is interesting. Now, the Minecraft Twitter account was last used back in 11, and I think that was actually for the 1.8 update with Minecon back there. But no, indeed, yesterday it actually tweeted for the first time in 3 years about Minecraft Realms, and also it seems the Mojang staff today have said they are going to be deactivating the old Twitter account.
Most certainly, that's exactly what they did. Now, this possibly means, and very likely does mean, that Microsoft intend to present an orderly front on things. Think what they've done. They've said, right, okay, Mojang's back, Minecraft is back, and we want to use these now.
Yes.
So present an orderly front on the internet and social media with regard to Minecraft now that they own it.
Yes.
Now, this may well mean that rather than having lots of Mojang staff members tweeting all sorts of different things about what's going on, etc.,
yes,
it could mean that official updates and just general information may be required to be tweeted through those official channels, which probably makes a lot more sense.
Yes, I think so, Elby. Certainly, perhaps they're going to condense all of the information relevant to the game in one central hub there, as opposed to having it scattered, as it were, which I think to some extent it was before, so perhaps thereby giving people an account to follow for all of their news on the subject, etc., and so forth. Perhaps one of Microsoft's ideas there. Now, indeed, we come on to the next subject here, which is updates. Now, one of the very important factors in keeping Minecraft alive and active these past few years has been the constant stream of updates and new features, which Mojang have added since the very early days. I mean, there was the Enderman, the brewing stand, the enchanting table, more recently the Wither, the horses, etc., and so forth. All very exciting and fun things, wouldn't you say?
Oh, most certainly, yes indeed. And there's no doubt about it that those inputs and those updates and little things happening and here's something new has been very exciting to the community and really kept the whole thing going and the whole interest, I think, in the game, helping to push it along and keep it up there buoyant.
That's
now,
right.
We haven't, of course, had any major updates for quite some time now, and nothing's been happening on that scene apart from just what they call bug fixes. Since and surely the community will want to think, are we going to continue and add new things? So perhaps this is why Mr. Jebb is in the USA to provide advice on this. Maybe.
Well, we don't know, Earl, by now. Interestingly, of course, we can say Mr. Notch said back in the old days of Minecraft that he would continue to provide updates for the game as long as he, I don't know, felt like it, etc. and so forth. The overall idea was the updates were not guaranteed, whereas more recently it seems they have indeed become something akin to guaranteed. Now, the question is, now that Mr. Notch is gone and his promise of updates may have gone with him, what are Microsoft, there we are, confusing names is, what are Microsoft going to do? Are they going to presumably guarantee us updates and keep updating in the same fashion? I would think so, because of course we've had previous quotes from Microsoft chaps indicating they want to serve the needs of the community first and foremost.
Most certainly, yes indeed. Now that's an important point. They said they want to keep the community, that's us and you all out there even, happy. And of course Microsoft aren't daft. They're not silly. They realise, no doubt they realise, that these updates and constant additions help the game in general. And no doubt they want to continue doing that. But of course how they do that, how it's implemented, and what things are added, etc., may well be very different to what we've seen in the past.
Well, I don't know. It's very hard to tell at this stage exactly where they're going to be taking the game, but they have given us a few hints in the past. I mean, for example, they've spoken about the cloud side of things, perhaps sharing your creations with other people, levelling the playing field so all platforms have access to the same kind of servers and mods and what have you, etc. and so forth. We don't know exactly what their idea is yet, but they certainly have a game plan, that's for sure. Otherwise, of course, they wouldn't have made the investment in the first place. So we can really speculate at this point and say, yes, I personally think they will continue new features and perhaps new mobs, updates, etc. and so forth being added to the game, although we can't say for sure. But we may also begin to see updates in the areas of sharing with your friends, multiplayer, online, people in the same session, etc. and so forth, as is popular on consoles at the moment.
Most certainly. See, we may be, of course, they're not really telling the community what they're going to do.
No.
And it could well be that even the team that are left, even Mr. Jeb, etc., don't really know what what Microsoft have planned, and it's very likely that is the case.
Yes, I think that perhaps they're going to have the orders handed down from the top, as it were.
Yeah, and it could be revealed little by little by little, and it will be in the way that Microsoft want it to run. Now, possibly the team who were formerly in charge of all this sort of thing, coding the new bits and bobs that they add in, etc., will be kept on by Microsoft for a while. However, we would imagine that they will be perhaps subject to stringent guidelines on what they can and can't do. And it will be kept in line, no doubt, with Microsoft's overall vision for the game.
That's right, which, as I say, as yet is a mystery, and perhaps even Mr. Jeb and people like that don't yet fully know what they've got up their sleeves.
Most certainly, we don't. They don't, but they may not know. We don't know. The community doesn't know. So, at the moment, we're just working with what we've got here.
Bill knows.
Mr. Gates, he knows. Oh, yes, Mr. Bill Gates, he knows. No doubt about it.
Yes, I thought it. Yes, indeed. So there you are. You have some rather interesting news. A lot has been going on recently with Mojang. The Minecraft acquisition is now complete by Microsoft, and indeed the Mojang acquisition. We've had some staff, perhaps changes and shake-ups there. Some old veterans leaving. Mr. Jeb being given the VIP treatment. It's all happening, old boy. And I think we could indeed be seeing some exciting news in the near future. I have a hunch, old chap.
Well, we don't know what it might be. It could be good. We don't know what they're going to do, you see. So we'll just have to see, and we'll let you all know as we find out, etc. so forth. But what do you think? I mean, what are you worried about? Are you worried they'll do this, that, or not do this and that? What do you think they're going to do?
I certainly think it's going to be very exciting seeing just what they do, and of course the community's eventual reaction. I would say this, Microsoft have got one chance to get this right, old chap. They're either going to do something very right or very wrong, and we'll have to see which one it's going to be.
Most certainly, so tell us all what you think.
Yes, indeed, Vales. This has been Game Changer Buddy with a rather exciting Minecraft news update of sorts. We look forward to seeing you once more the next exciting as the news comes out, I say. Until then.